Hey, this is Fabulous Part 2. So yeah, hours and hours have gone by. I am not dressed. And neither is Poppy. She doesn't care. She's doing her thing. I feel so immobile. And these stupid conspiracy videos. Like, there'll be one maybe that like reels me in because it's kind of funny. Or it seems like, ooh, maybe this is true. And so then, YouTube, if you watch a bunch of YouTube videos, they keep suggesting more and more on the same topic. So I was like watching more and more, and I was like, not that interested in them. Not really, not getting reeled in, not being entertained. Just kind of like blithely watching them. Like, not even reading Data Lounge, which, when I'm having kind of a not so great day, I might plop on the couch and read a lot of Data Lounge, which at least makes me laugh, or I at least learn something about movies or history or anything. This is just like, it feels so gross, but I think maybe what I like about it is it's like watching a little movie. It's like watching TV, I guess. And then what I usually do is like watch some bullshit like Prince Harry is the Antichrist and how it's proven. Watch this whole 8-minute video in disbelief and then read the comments, and then the comments are Looney Tunes, and yeah, so that's just a colossal waste of unbelievable time. When I have a good day, I use my time to make a Pat Riot song, or I don't know what I do. I do nothing. Nighttime is my time. I've gotten into this weird, circadian. My doctor, maybe it was my therapist, maybe it was both. I think it was Dr. Allen the other day. It was like, you need to make better sleep a priority. Don't stay up so late. And I was like, I really like staying up late. And he was like, well, how do you feel the next day? And I was like, horrible. And he was like, well. So, but the thing is, I don't feel horrible if you come over. Or in the past, like last summer, like if Carol Ann came over, although actually she came over for one weekend last summer and I was excited about it. And we had some fun on the beach, but there were some things wrong. There was like, we were sitting on beach chairs and gossiping, and that was fun. And then I started feeling sad because she wasn't spending any time with Poppy, and Poppy seemed sad. Like, it was messed up. And then we went out to an expensive restaurant, and Poppy hated it. And once again, she just talked to me. And, like when she and I get together, we can really like go on and on, kind of like you and me. Anyway, I feel like my depression is situational. I don't know. I don't know. I know there are steps I could take to feel better. I could eat better. I'm not eating at McDonald's. I could walk around my neighborhood or the track at the park. Although that's hard to do with Poppy 3 days a week, but I could find the time other days of the week. Yeah, I know. But it's like, how it's like with real depressed people, they can't make meaningful changes until they get stabilized on meds. And that happened partially for me a few years ago. Like, I'm better off than I was, but I still feel like Not good. So, oh yeah, he prescribed this new medication, Strattera. I think I probably mentioned this. It's a non-stimulant ADHD med. Uh, Walgreens said they wouldn't have it until today, so it's something I have to do. I was reading up about it. Strattera for bipolar, Strattera for depression. And there are people like, it's a nightmare. It made my life hell. It made me like 1,000 times more depressed within 2 days. Then there's people like, oh, it's great. It helped. The internet. The internet. Not so great. When you're trying to find out how a drug is. So, this is the bad thing I wanted to tell you. One bad thing is that it's like after 6 o'clock at night, and I haven't gotten dressed or showered yet. I haven't written my grocery list or gone to the grocery store or done anything with Poppy physical. I have hung out with her, but the bad thing is that when she came back to the bedroom and she was drawing and hanging out in front of the fan, and I hadn't called that doctor yet. I was starting to panic, like get really scared about calling, and I started crying, and I said to her, I was like, do you ever think it would be better if I left, if I didn't live here? And she immediately started crying, and she's like, I don't want you to leave. And I was like, I'm not gonna leave. And she was like, you can't leave, you help me with things. And that kind of bothered me. And it wasn't like, you can't leave, I love you, but she's a simple little person. And so then I was like, it's just sometimes I feel like you and Daddy, like, you have a lot of fun, and he helps you with a lot of things too, and sometimes I think like I have a lot of problems. I know I have a lot of problems, and that maybe you and Daddy, like, might have more fun if I weren't here. Like, I know I'm not as much fun as Daddy, and, you know, like, I just, you know, I love you. I love Daddy. I don't want to leave. But I really don't want to leave, but sometimes I feel like it would be better for you and Daddy. It's just like fucking crying. So I was like, I'm a monster. I'm a freak for like bringing this up with her. I mean, I guess what I'm saying is I'm going there in my head, and to the point where I was not able to censor myself. I have these thoughts all the time, and something about today, my anxiety with the phone and the neurologist, and having just dealt with someone that was kind of bitchy and really hot, and feeling dreadful and feeling like I can't do anything. Like, I can't take her to a park or to a movie. I thought maybe we should go to a movie for the air conditioning, and I couldn't. I shouldn't have said that to her. It's like extremely fucked up. And then almost like a personality disorder. Like, to say to that just 6-year-old, like, I mean, I didn't say it maliciously. I was really sad, but I really wish I hadn't said it. However, she seems to have forgotten it. It's not like anything she seems to be holding on to. But you never know with kids. You don't know. So, and, I don't even know if I'll send this. It's fucking depressing. Oh, Paul and I had a fight. It wasn't a fight. We had a heated discussion the other night about Danielle, my therapist, was like, I had her Dr. Allen the same day, and I basically asked him the same question, which was like, am I gonna get better? Like, I know it takes personal effort. Like, it's not just like, give me the magic pill. But like, I do feel like I'm working hard. And therapy, and I keep my appointments, I take my meds. I really pay attention in therapy and try to make changes. But at another level, I feel like I can't make changes. And I feel like I'm fucked up so deep inside. Like, I'm never gonna change. Like, there's part of me that's cool and good, and that will remain. And there's the other part that is just like, just self-destructive, defeatist, pessimistic, angry, and like, nothing's gonna erase that or cure that or heal that. So she was like, I can't remember what he said, but that he was like, I want to crack your safe, and I have hope for you. That's pretty much what he said. And she was like talking about the amygdala part of the brain where trauma is nestled and that stuff. And she was like, you've changed so much in 6 months, even if you can't see it. And I think that in 6 months, more months, you know, when you complete this process with your sister, however exactly the process is, but you're in control of it, you're going to feel so much better and empowered. She didn't say empowered, but basically that, like, so I took that to mean that she sees us being in therapy together for another 6 months, which is what I want. That would be a year. I'd love more, but I want a minimum of a year. I got into a deep discussion with Paul about selling the house and when, and my original compromise of putting the house on the market is August, and he is booking on doing shit, getting the fence fixed and calling around for gardeners to get the yard looking good and raking leaves and doing everything. He is doing it. This is not abstract. And I cried, and I was like, I want to be here in January. And I was like, so then I blurted, I was like, maybe like you two should just go out west, and I'll sell the house. I can do it. And he went, I can't believe you're willing to let go of Poppy like that. I cried. I wasn't really thinking about Poppy in that moment. I was just like panicking. Later on, hours later, he was like, I didn't mean that. I was like, do I? He thought he was being funny, but he sounded like cold. He sounded like disgusted. And I was like, I was just throwing out like a stupid idea, like to show you, like back against the wall. Like, what am I gonna do? What are we gonna do? I want to be in therapy in January. I mean, who knows? I mean, it might take a fucking year to sell this house. Like, we don't know. But once you put it on the market, that's it. It's on. It could take 2 weeks. It could take 2 months. You just don't know, and you have to be ready. And then once it happens, you gotta go. Like, you can't just hang around your house anymore because it's not yours. Although, actually, in Portland, it took 1 month from when we signed all the papers to the dude about the house, and then a month later we were out. But here in New York, it's more complicated. You have lawyers, people fight over contracts, so it's actually more like 2 or 3 months. So then I was like, and then he was like, look, I don't think we're gonna put it on August. Like, I don't think we're gonna be quite ready. He's like, I'm thinking more September. And I was like, yeah, or even October, November, December, January would be exactly 3 months. Or even if we did it like late August, September, even if we sold the house in September, it would still be like that long process. Blah 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 blah. I don't know. I'm telling you this. It's gonna be fine with the house, I assume. And then we've decided to be like, fuck it, if we have to sell the house in the winter, like, even though it's not ideal, let's do what we have to do. And so that's that. I'm running out of seconds. Okay, I'll just stop. But we've given up on the dream of trying to sell in spring or the fall. It's probably going to be winter, if at all, or next spring. Okay, bye.